welcome back to Theme Park Bros. My name's Austin.
I'm Cam.
I'm also Austin.
And I'm Connor.
All right, so we got a special guest here this week. It's actually one of Cam's friends, correct?
Yes, maybe. No, are we friends?
Area?
Nah, not really.
Nah, we just know each other. We're acquaintances.
So we got our first special guest here on our podcast. Our theme tonight is we're going to be going over the pros and cons of Disney World. So each of us are going to give some pros and cons. We might have some, we might have the same, we might have different. Who knows?
Yeah, I have a feeling a bunch of us are probably going to have the same. We will see. But before we get into that, we'll have Connor introduce himself since he is new here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Connor from Carousel of Connor. I moved to Florida back in November, so still kind of whole new to the Disney vlogging scene and things like that. But big Disney World fan for a long time. And thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
No problem. We're glad you are on. Thank you for joining.
What's your channel name?
Carousel of Connor.
He said it.
Yeah, we'll put
that
hey,
extra plugs. I'm all for it.
I didn't want to.
So what was your channel name?
Carousel of Connor.
I tried to remove my
third time's the charm.
Who knows?
Also, Connor, if you haven't realized, Edwards, we like to call him A-Dog because that's his gamer tag name. He just casually eats while we talk, so he's just. Yeah.
A little ASMR.
Yeah, a little ASMR action up in the top corner. At least for me, you're in the top corner. But yeah, so today we are gonna do a pros and cons of Walt Disney World. Obviously, like Walker said, most of us will probably have the same since we've all been to Walt Disney World probably a gazillion times.
I've been 2 gazillion times.
Oh, 2 gazillion. Okay, my bad. You've been 2 gazillion times.
You guys beat.
Walker, we're since you have probably been the least in the last year or so, we'll start off with you since you probably have a little bit more pros and cons than the average goer of us.
Okay. Yeah, let me get my phone notes out. So I'll start off with the pros. Should we start with pros or cons? What should I do?
I mean, okay, so what we'll do is you start out with whatever one you want, and then we'll go in line, and then we'll start over with you, whichever other.
Okay. So I'll start with the pros, things that I like about Disney World the most. So number one, I think is Disney World's location.
Ooh.
So I think
That's a good one.
Their property, they have everything there. So you can get there by any form of transportation. They have it for you. They got vans, they got buses, they got boats, they got.
Can you get to Disney World by boat though?
I mean, they have transportation there.
What are those
property.
I thought you meant getting to. I was
no.
Brian never seen a boat.
I meant
just
around.
How they did it in Waterboy.
Around the property, they have many forms of transportation, and in the Skyliner, the bad Skyliner, the ones that no one really likes.
Are you nervous? Are you nervous because we have a guest on?
Yeah,
He's sweating, dude. I can see it from here.
Sweating bullets. But
happens a lot, so.
I also love how you have a Velocicoaster background. We're talking about Disney World.
Oh, Park, buddy.
Maybe that's why he's nervous.
Just celebrating.
They're tourists. What do they know?
Just celebrating National Roller Coaster Day a few days later. So
about a week later when this comes out.
And then another thing I think for Disney World is it's fun for all ages. No matter what, they have something for your family of all. They got, of course, the parks, and then they have they got
water parks.
Springs. They got water parks. They got Disney Springs with bars. They got, even at Disney Springs, you can do a lot of stuff with the kids. So it's fun for all ages, no matter what. And then the last thing I think, I'm not sure if this is kind of a fun one I thought of, but they're continually advancing the technology. They're always thinking of something bigger. No matter what, they're always gonna the Spider-Man ride. That was just completely innovative, and the ways that they find stuff out. So
yeah, good thing we're talking about Disney World, not Disneyland.
Oh, he
I'm just saying. Example. That.
I know, I'm just pulling your strings.
And then I think the Magic Band system was one of the smartest things ever that Disney came out with. Disney World, you can get into your hotel room, you can buy stuff with it, and they're there's so many styles, and you can customize them too. There's certain ones you can customize as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Those are my 3 pros. Now moving on to the cons.
Wait, I thought. Oh, are you doing all of yours, and then we're going through all of ours, or are you doing just pros?
Smart. Good call. All right, we'll have whoever is next to go with their pros.
I'll
Jump the
go.
bullet.
So my first pro is in a sort of sense kind of like the first ones of Walker's. His is location, mine's more like size. There is just like so much to do. Kind of ties into your first and second one, where there's so much to do, plus it kind of accommodates to everyone. How you have you have the thrill rides, you have the kiddie rides, and you have those kind of rides in the middle, especially adding to the theme parks and water parks, Disney Springs. You have 2 mini golf courses. You have 3 or 4 golf courses, I'm pretty sure, and then you have an abundance of resorts that have some who have spas. For people who love coming on vacation doing spas, I think that is a plus to Disney World, because there's so much for a family to do. Part of the family might want to go to the theme park early in the morning, and part of the family might just want to stay at the resort and chill at the pool. Now, obviously, you can do that at any theme park. What you shaking your head for?
The early morning part.
And there's so many resorts.
You're not an early morning riser. Most people are when they go to theme parks on vacation. But yeah, I think that's like the big thing is there's just so much to do that it literally caters to any kind of category of vacationer. Either thrill riders, thrill seekers, I should say. You have little kids who can't do much, and you have the parents who are kind of in between who can do the thrill rides, but also have to go with their kids. My second one, kind of like, I mean, in a sense, it's kind of like what Walker said, like they're always changing, they're always adapting, but they're also always kind of keeping it the same. Like as much as Disney is like, if this is even a word, evolutionizing, whatever you want to call it.
Like
they're also still keeping it to like family friendly, where like, in a sense, any kid can ride the ride if they're tall enough. Obviously, you have height requirements, but instead of like, Disney World is not going to build Velocicoaster. Like they're not going to build some like extreme roller coaster that,
Tron.
Tron. If you're called Tron Extreme,
Oh, come on.
If you call Tron Extreme, you need a diaper.
I feel like
but like they still keep it like family friendly, so like you can always keep coming back and expect the same kind of like experience, no matter like rock and roller coaster. People find kind of scary just because you can't see. I guess people find Everest kind of scary just because it's a roller coaster. But in a sense, like they're just evolutionizing, but still keeping it family friendly in a sense, which I think is a huge plus to Disney World and keeps families coming like year after year after year. Because I know that's what kept my family coming when I was younger. But when we grew up, we kind of, when I was in middle school through the beginning of high school, we only went to Universal Studios because we were kind of in that middle age where it's like Disney's too young for us. We're getting to the Universal stage, but then all that sorts of stuff. And then my third pro, the guest experience. I was trying to just like word it, but like the guest experience for like the guests, like that is a major thing for Disney. Like, and I'm gonna be honest, I love Universal, but the guest experience is different at Disney World or Disneyland. I mean, you can put 2 and 2 together. Than Universal or SeaWorld or Legoland. You name the theme park. Like Disney has the reputation of guest comes first. Not saying that the theme parks don't, but it's very, very heavy in Disney World, where they're gonna try to do right no matter what happens. Like you can screw up, like you can like mess up in a way as a guest, and Disney is still gonna try to find a way that they're gonna make it up to you, and that's gonna go for any Disney park you go to, not just Disney World. But I think that's a huge pro for Disney theme parks in general, and that is what brings guests back year after year after year after year. And as all of us, I mean, who worked for Disney, we know that obviously Everett still works for them, but like
they train you hard.
They train you hardcore on like make it right for the guests no matter what. And I think that's what I mean. Some people like people literally will come to Disney just to complain because they know how much they can get out of Disney, which is kind of sad to see in a way. But also like we're trained so hard on like make it right for the guests no matter what, that like people will come back just because how great the guest experience is, and they make memories that will last a lifetime. So I think those are like some pros of Disney World that I think, but whoever wants to take next can go.
I'll go. So my first one, I put like not your typical like theme park food, because I feel like when a lot of people think about theme parks, especially if they don't know like Disney that well, they're thinking like like hot dogs and like funnel cakes and that kind of stuff. And Like I even have like family members too who like have been here and that's what they think it is. But like it's so much more beyond that too. Like even if you think about quick servers too, like Satilla Canteen, whether you like that or not, like that's a pretty big
It's
upgrade
basically
compared to like
it's like a Chipotle on steroids.
yeah. Like you wouldn't expect that to be like at like a theme park too. So like
The
I
variety
think, like,
is crazy.
yeah, it was kind of like Austin was saying before too. Like there's a thing for like everybody in Disney. Like I think like with food too, there's like something for everyone too. Like you know, and no matter like what park you're in either.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
I'm not even like excluding like talking about like resorts too. I mean, if you brought resorts in there too, I mean,
It's a whole
obviously
game
that's
changer.
even more than the parks.
Yeah.
For sure.
My next one, I was just gonna say like magical moments. Like we were talking already, a couple people said like going above and beyond. Like that's another thing I think that separates Disney from like a lot of other places too. Like even when it like things like that happen to other places, like I hear people call it like magical moments. Like when Universal goes out of the way, they're still calling it like magical moments. So I think like Disney has like such a big impact too on like the industry, because they did stuff like that too. Like one thing I think about too is like I forget what it was called, but what was like Year of like 1,000 Dreams? Like that was like the best because like that was like I remember like you'd be like waiting online for like Star Tours or something. And I remember like they just started like handing out like pins and like stuff like that. Like that was cool. And I think we just talked
really
about
cool.
recently too, Cam. Like that was
Yeah, we were at Blaze. Yeah, we talked about that.
That was the same year. Yeah, they were like letting people like stay at Cinderella's castle and stuff like that. So like that's like really cool.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Another thing, this is like I would say more just recently, but I actually kind of like I thought like cavalcades are like a pro too, because I feel like you're not planning like a whole day around it. I feel like some people are gonna probably be against this, and that's fine. But I don't know. I just like that you don't have to plan like a day around it. Like it's a lot faster. It's quicker. What was that?
Oh, he said that's on his con list.
All right. But yeah, no, like I mean, I figured it was gonna be someone's con list, but like I don't know. I just think like I like the fact that it is like it's faster, that kind of thing. I mean, that might just be like my personality too. I like it like fast. Not that I have anything against the parades either, but
yeah, I
do
think honestly, like with parades, like you said, it's one time a day. Like you have the 3 o'clock parade, and that's it. Like if you miss it, you miss it. There's no coming around. Where at least the cavalcades, as much as us as like average goers, we go a couple times a week. It does get kind of boring because it's the same ones over and over again. So I wish they would kind of switch it out in a sense, which would be kind of nice. But I think it is a huge advantage for those, families who are coming and they're like, okay, like, we can ride, this, that, and that. And then we can still catch, whatever, Mickey's Cavalcade at.
They don't know what time it is though, so they could be like riding rides and be like, oh, we missed the cavalcade, then what?
I think they display the times now.
I think, I'm not sure if it's every park, but I know I saw something about them displaying times for cavalcades. I'm not,
Isn't that just a parade sped up?
Pretty much. I mean,
basically.
Yeah. I think it helps like crowd control too, though.
Yeah.
I think that's one reason why I would call it like a positive too, because you're not like, I don't feel like it's ever like as congested. If it is, not for as long either.
Yeah, because it's literally only like whatever it is, like 40. Like you have the one.
However
cavalcade.
fast the horse can move, that's.
Yeah, unless the horse poops. I mean, that's the only delay in time.
I mean, it might
or runs off like that one.
Oh my god! But yeah, like, and the thing is, like, the nice thing about cavalcades, like you were saying, is you could be casually walking down Main Street, like, oh, cavalcade's coming by, I'm gonna stop and watch this. We're like a parade. If you're not there like 30 minutes before, you're not getting a good seat. Like, and it's crowded and it's packed. And as much as I missed, like,
it was crazy.
Festival of Fantasy, and it was an awesome parade. Actually, I do think it is coming back though. There is a hint when they released all the stuff for Disney Genie last night and like screenshots of the app. It said for Mine Train, if you looked where it's in the video and it stopped it, or one of the pictures they released, it said, oh, this is normally a low wait time because the parade's going on from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So I don't know if parades are coming back. But yeah, I enjoy cavalcade.
Yes, dog.
Yes.
So the Disney Parks released the Disney Genie video right today or something like that.
It was like yesterday.
And it got like 70% like thumbs down or something like that.
Oh, I bet.
There's like a
100%.
ridiculous amount of like thumbs down on the video.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not surprised.
You think they're gonna go through? Well, I guess we can talk about
that
later, maybe, or are we talking about it later?
I mean, we can talk about it in the cons because I feel like it's a pretty major con. I have a feeling it's all in our cons. I'm gonna be honest.
Is it gonna last like long, or is it just gonna be like? Is it gonna get scrapped before it even comes out, really, or?
Oh, they're not stopping
We'll figure it out.
Well,
gonna
but
be fun.
give us your pros first.
Is it my turn?
If Connor's
Yep.
done,
I do have one more, and I wasn't sure how like specific we were getting. This one's like hyper specific, but I was
That's
just
alright.
gonna say Disney World's cupcakes are are a pro. Just I
They
think
do
they're so
have-
good. I know we have somebody with a Velocicoaster background, so
They
but
do have some
Universal's
pretty-
cupcakes are awful. Like they're always dry.
Disney does have
World's
some good
cupcakes are
cupcakes.
good as heck. So
When I worked at the resort, we did make some pretty good cupcakes.
yeah,
were pretty
Yeah,
good.
they're not bad. But
How do you
that's
make
it.
'em?
Those are
How
my
do you
pros.
make them? How do you
I
make
didn't make 'em.
cupcakes?
what's the secret?
I didn't make them. Betty made them.
Oh, Betty.
I
the secret from Betty.
was just there storing them, putting them in the case.
You probably like one of them.
One lucky guest will get my drinks.
That's before COVID, so they're good. They're fine. All right.
All right, hey dog.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm gonna go a complete like opposite direction of everybody else and go from the like job wise perspective. So like
Okay. I mean,
Disney
that-
World has like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jobs that like you can apply for. Like if you want to be a lifeguard, you can be a lifeguard 1 year. If you want to be like attractions 1 year, you can move to attractions. You can like be concierge. You can be quick service if you
There's a
want
lot.
it to be. But yeah, Disney has like tons and tons of jobs that like I don't know. I feel like nowhere else really has like that many like
Variety.
jobs and roles that you could like change and transfer to. Like
And you can even like upgrade. Like if you stay there long enough, you can even get to like higher up too as
yeah,
well.
like leadership or
Mm-hmm.
trainer or
Like more behind the
beyond.
scenes, like office work.
Yeah. That's one of my pros. Second pro for Disney World would be let's see here. They have a good mixture of like I think someone might have like kind of covered this, but like they have a good mixture of like rides and stuff like that. So they have like rides like Small Worlds for like tiny kids, and then they have rides like
Mhm.
Space Mountain for like the bigger kids, and then
It's
they
like
have
things for all ages.
yeah, basically. I'm pretty sure you guys covered that, but they have like a huge variety of like different kinds of rides and stuff like that. I know that Universal and stuff like that doesn't have like the biggest
Heck,
mixture. of-
don't be dissing Cat in the Hat now.
Okay. I mean, toddlers can ride that too, I guess, but yeah, the second one was the variety of like the rides that they have. The third one, I don't know if I want to make this my third one or not, but has anyone like talked about like the resorts and stuff like that? They have like,
Not really.
does someone know the exact number of like resorts Disney World has?
like
I think
30
it's in
something.
like 25 to 31, something like that, anywhere from that
Different
range.
resorts, and like that's a pretty crazy amount. Like I don't know how many like resorts like Las Vegas has in that like little area.
It's
like,
probably
the Strip.
it's probably around the same.
About the same.
Probably
Okay.
close.
So
Like, at least, like,
Disney
name
World has
both.
like the same amount of hotels as Las Vegas Strip, so that's pretty cool. And
Mm-hmm.
they have like from the value resorts like the Pop Century and stuff like that to like the big Grand Floridian suites,
Yeah, from like value to
Polynesian.
Yeah.
deluxe.
and they have like price ranges for like everybody. So excuse you, sir. What
I
are you
hear you
drinking
hear you
there?
gulping.
What are you
Really?
drinking there?
Some lemonade,
What kind of lemonade? Just regular lemonade?
just regular lemonade. I'm good now.
Glad.
Yep. So the different resorts, like, if you want to stay at like a resort that's themed like sports, or if you wanted to stay at like a Hawaiian type resort,
It's very like so many options
yeah, they have like
at resorts.
a boatload of options at Disney World. Jobs, rides, resorts. They got boatloads of options on.
He's an
and
influencer
food-
right
food
now. He's
items,
trying
food
to.
items.
He's trying to
They
He's
got
a
boatloads
recruiter.
of
he's
food
trying to get
items.
that like, hey, if you refer someone for a job, we'll give you $50. Yeah,
He's Mary. He's the Mary Kay of Disney.
he just drives around the light pink car.
Another thing that we kind of missed was I think no other place does this like Disney does. Some other people do it, like Cedar Point I think does it, but the Disney College program is like a huge,
I like
Yeah.
the
is a
internship and
big
stuff like
big
that.
plus. Like honestly, like that's
And-
something like no
And it's
other
not like
place
the
really does.
easiest program to get to, I guess. Like I know like a lot of people like
You definitely
don't
have to
get
like
into it
play
and
your
stuff,
cards
but
right.
You
Yeah.
have to like know what they're looking for.
I think it's definitely
No.
easier to get in as a guy.
Yeah,
Really?
that, and you can't go
Really?
in. You can't go into it blind. Like you definitely have to like kind of like
Do your research.
like kind of look at
Practice.
what's needed. Like I just watched a YouTube video and that was like the only thing that really helped. But
Yeah,
Why,
because
you
if you
looking-
bomb
why,
your
you looking to
phone
come back?
interview,
yeah, I need to go back to college. I need to get another degree.
Disney will pay for it. Look at that.
I know.
will pay
Disney
for it.
Aspire.
All right, Walker, you
Alright.
want to start with your cons?
Yes, like we talked about this earlier, but I already added in there the whole. I added the Genie Plus app, but however, not the whole thing. Not the whole thing's bad. I like the itinerary. I like the part of like things, kind of like the wait times. Like it has like kind of an algorithm, like to
Mhm.
plan like your day in a way. But just going on to the whole Fastpass situation, I understand if it's like a once in a lifetime thing, for your family, but think about like how much it costs for a lot of people to get to Florida in general, then to get into the parks, then to get this added on. I know it's only $15 a day, but like
It adds, like, let's just say
It
you come
adds
with a
up.
family of 4 or 5, like
yeah,
you're pushing
that,
an extra $120 a day. Like,
and you can only get one like lightning lane at a time compared to when we had fast passes. You could start off with 3 and then do one at a time. And then again with this, like it said, not all, like there'll be like select attractions for separate pricing too. So it's like you're paying that $15 plus you
For
could
like
be
the
paying
low.
more, like a few extra, money for
I don't know
other
about a few
rides.
extra monies. I don't know about a few extra
Yeah.
monies there. It might be like $15 more.
But if you think about like that adds up, and that's a lot for a family too, especially if they saved up like their money for that whole entire trip. I know they're gonna Disney's, like, people are gonna buy it no matter what. The people are going
that
to.
is the one thing, and I think
the-
that is what makes Disney do stuff like this, is because people pay no matter what. Like,
Yep.
and I'm saying this, like, I think this is kind of added on to like people pay no matter what. I think Disney comes out with like so kind of merchandise, like it's like, like I would never
Yeah.
buy it, but dude, people like ring the shelves
Yeah.
with that stuff, and like I'm like,
Mhm.
wow, because people resell it. And the thing is, Disney's like, okay, we'll just do that again, and
Mhm.
tweak some colors here, and then people
And
do it
then
again and
people
again.
clear the shelves and then
Yep.
And as long as Disney's making money,
Yeah.
They're happy.
they're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, because I was like complaining as much as the next guy too, but then like I had that like realization too that I'm like, well, I'm the problem too because I'm gonna probably pay for it at
Yep.
least once or twice anyway. So
Mhm.
like, you
Like I
know,
said, I think I like what Connor said. I think I will do it once just to kind of try it out and see how it is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Now
do it
I'm
for
more
the-
likely, like, I'm kind of hoping it's a thing when I go to Disneyland next month, so I can kind of test it out over there. Because I feel like that's an advantage because I don't go to Disneyland often, and so it's
Mhm.
gonna give me an advantage. Save more time when I'm on vacation, which is kind of nice. But I would never buy it more than maybe twice here.
And I think
Maybe
it makes
twice.
more sense at Disneyland because Disney World, it's huge, and like I feel like if it's true, you can only get like one lightning lane at a time. Like you might be only able to get like 1 or 2. I feel like at Disney World in a day. Like, but I feel like at Disneyland, you'd be able to definitely be able to get more.
A thing I hate about it too is it's at 7 a.m. like every day.
Yeah.
It's at, if you're staying at a resort, it's at 7 a.m. If you're not staying at a resort, it's whenever you enter the
Park
park.
opens.
We remove the perfect. Thank you.
an upgrade by the host. Who
Ooh.
upgraded us?
I
I
don't know.
think Cam did.
No, I didn't do anything. It was
Maybe.
Zoom.
Oh, so that-
They're listening.
No, see, they're like, we're interested. No, but like I was saying, let's just say
Make
you're
sure
at a
to check
resort,
out our
right?
podcast.
Let's just say you're at a resort and Rise of Resistance drops at 7 a.m.
Mhm.
But so does Fastpass.
That's
If
true.
you've paid already, obviously. What do you prioritize? Like, are you
Yeah.
like,
You just-
obviously
don't
it
you just
depends.
pay
It
to get
depends
in Rise,
on
though?
it depends on where you're going. Obviously, if you're going to Magic Kingdom, you don't care about Rise of Resistance. But if you're going to Hollywood Studios
Mhm.
and you want to, go on Rise of Resistance, but you also want a fast pass to Rock and Roller Coaster, now
Mhm.
you're debating between the two.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's pros and cons to
there is.
and I'm obviously going to say that we all have that as a con on ours, and there's definitely pros to it, but I think more cons. And I wish I'm kind of taking this over, but like I wish there was. I wish they basically just brought Max Pass over from Disneyland, where there was the free option. You can do one at a time, and if you wanted to hold more than 3 at a time, or if you wanted to hold more than 1 at a time, I should say, you pay. That's perfectly fine because you get the people who come regularly, like annual pass holders. You know what? Hey, I want to go ride Space Mountain, and it's a 40-minute wait. Let me just walk up, push the button, get a fast pass. Everything's cleared. Everything's good. I'm not gonna pay $15 for a whole day if I'm coming at 4 o'clock. Like, let me just get one fast pass, and it's designed for more of the vacationers, the people who come every X amount of months, X amount of years. But I'm hoping they do add it on to annual passes. I think that would be a great addition.
Yeah.
They haven't announced anything about annual passes yet, have they?
No, they say end of the month they will.
They haven't like put any details about the annual pass, right?
No.
Not since it's been a while.
I can see like parents and stuff like that being like, "Hey kids, you want this fast pass to Space Mountain, or you want this like toy here?"
Yeah,
I agree. Like, are people gonna go, "Hey, do you want this $15, fast pass for the day? You guys can ride as many rides as you want. Not as many rides as you want, I should say, but X amount of rides." Or do you guys? I'll give you $30 for merchandise. It's like,
I can see parents like doing that with like their kids, like using it as like
for sure.
a negotiating tool.
Yeah.
My second con, I'll just say, we already talked about it kind of, but like pricing of like just how much it can be, like with food and travel and lodging, and especially if you're doing everything at Disney. Like,
budgeted to the Pop Century Resort, and you've brought food from Publix or
I'll
Walmart.
I'll say at value. I'll say at value resorts.
Make sure you bring your food.
But Disney can be expensive. Third, I'm gonna have to say with Rise of Resistance's boarding group system can be kind of a gamble sometimes. Like, I feel like some people.
So I'm gonna ask you this, since you put that as a con. I'm gonna ask you this because you don't come as often. Let's say the Lightning Pass for you on the day you come, Rise of Resistance was $30 per person. Would you go through the struggle of waking up at 7 a.m. and getting a boarding group, or would you just be like, I'm just gonna cough up the extra $30?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't like.
I'm making up a price, obviously. Like, it could be 15.
It's like 30. But if we went with like $30, I feel like there's other stuff. Like, I could use that for like food, and I'd rather like, I don't know. I don't know if I would. That's a tough call.
Couldn't you also too just like try in the morning, then if you don't get it, be like, all right, now I'll just pay the $30?
Yeah, see, that's what I don't get. Like, you could do that, but like for me, I think if I'm coming now, obviously I'm gonna make up a price, but it depends on the price. Let's just say it's $15 a person. Let's just make up a number. If I have a family of 10 or a group of 10 that I'm going to Disney World with, that's gonna be impossible to get a boarding group because the amount of people it has to load into the thing, it's impossible. I think at that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna cough up the money. I'm gonna do it with the one day we're here. I'm just
breaking the group up into like twos. Yep. Everyone get their own boarding group.
Yeah, but I think like if you're all gonna ride together, I think at that point, I see it. I just want to ask you just because you said Rise.
But that's my con. So just the gamble of trying to get it.
Hey, get better internet and get faster fingers. That's all I gotta tell you.
Let them know. Let them know the truth.
I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple. We got faster fingers.
The fast fingers.
Yeah, going on to my cons. Number one is going to be the paid Fastpass system, like we already talked about. That's kind of an easy one. If there was a free option, this would not be on my cons list at all. But because it's the only option for Fastpass, it's not that well. And I honestly think Universal does better with the paid Fastpass system because you can use it for both parks.
You pay a lump fee.
And it's unlimited. Like it's not just like one at a time. Like I can go ride Mummy and run over and go ride, Hulk. I can run over and then go ride Rip Ride Rocket. I can run over and go ride Spider-Man. Now there's some rides that don't have it.
Are Universal's like fast pass lines like you ever get long? Like
no,
I don't know if I've ever been to Universal.
When we would come on vacation and we would stay at like the resorts where you would get the pass with it.
I never see a line ever.
Never a line. Like you might be waiting 5 minutes, maybe 10 at most.
From Disney, like the fast passes line at Disney can like get up to like 40-minute wait or
Oh, yeah.
45-minute wait.
Which I
Like-
wouldn't also mind if Disney, in their upper tier annual passes, kind of like Universal, included Disney or Genie Plus, I should say, or like, hey, if you're gonna stay at Grand, or you're staying at Poly, you're staying at Contemporary, you're staying at Riviera or Wilderness Lodge, one of these more expensive resorts, we're gonna include it in your park passes.
That's true.
I think that makes more sense. Which is the reason why Fastpass is the con. My second con is it just gets crowded. Like Disney World just gets crowded. I think
Don't come during Christmas.
Yeah, don't come during times where you think it
4th of
might not be
July.
as busy. Christmas, Thanksgiving,
Spring break.
July.
Summer, basically all summer. I think that's a big
a small
con for
window.
Disney World. Is it's just so busy, especially and we haven't even gotten international people back yet. Like
Nope.
that's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Is it's so wait times aren't bad. Don't get me wrong, because Fastpass isn't a thing. Wait times aren't bad. You might see 40 minutes. It's probably 20.
Yeah.
They love to lie about the
Wait times.
but it's just wait times aren't bad, but it's just crowded. It's crowded. Magic Kingdom and Fantasyland, good luck getting through there. It's just crowded. That's one of my major cons of Disney World. And then as much as Connor put food as a pro, I'm gonna put some of the food as a con.
What do you mean by some?
I will. I think
They're talking about
that
my
The
turkey
churros
legs.
aren't good enough. The churros aren't good
no,
enough.
I think the churros are awful here.
Really?
Once you go to Disneyland, you'll know. But also I feel like the food is just so mass produced here that don't get me wrong, if you're gonna go to California Grill, or you're going to anywhere in the Grand Floridian, or you're gonna get good food.
Truly.
Don't get me wrong. You go to Satuli Canteen, you're gonna get good food. But there's been times where I've gone to Cosmic Rays, and
When you said this, the Cosmic Rays was the first place that popped in my head.
where I've gone and I'm damn, this is a good ass excuse my French, but this is a good ass sandwich, or this is a good ass cheeseburger, or good ass chicken tenders. But there's other times where I'm this is the worst chicken tenders I've ever had in my life. But because it's so mass produced, you're not always going to get the best quality, which is why I put sometimes food as a con.
Even though they have all those options.
Yeah, there's almost too many options for food that everything's just mass produced. Now you have your
Don't
hidden
go for the
gems.
chicken nuggets.
You have your hidden gems. I mean, of food places, but I think the big quick service places, sometimes they just don't produce what they should. Cosmic Rays, I'm trying to think of other ones that just aren't as good. I mean, when it was still a thing, Electric Umbrella was oh my god, that was
Forget about that.
It's
one of the
basically
worst
Cosmic
places.
Rays in Epcot.
Basically, honestly, it was basically Cosmic Rays in Epcot. I'm trying to think of other places that just don't. I don't know. I think in all honesty, it's just instead of just food in general, I think quick service food is the con.
Yeah.
You have some places that are good, that are consistently good. Casey's Corner is consistently good. I swear they never mess up. Picco's,
Flame Tree Barbecue.
Flame Tree Barbecue
Yeah,
hits.
Flame Tree Barbecue's good.
Satuli Canteen hits. You have all the international places in Epcot. Those are always good. Hollywood Studios there's not many quick service places I can think. It's
I've only-
so
ABC
sad.
Promise
Pizza Rizzo.
Yeah, that you want
Hey!
you want the worst slice of pizza you ever had in your life.
Pizza
Yeah, go
Rizzo.
Fun fact: if you want the same pizza at Pizza Rizzo's, you go to the pizza shop on Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, it's the exact same pizza. Yeah, so that's my third con is quick service food.
All
Connor.
right, Connor.
All right. So this one's kind of more of a temporary con, but I think Cam probably knows where I'm going with this one. But the lack of annual passes, I would say, especially for somebody who just moved here in November, I would like to go a little more. And I know they started doing it was the Florida resident 4-pack and stuff like that, but I feel like Disney pretty much did that just because again, going back to what we were talking about before, they knew people would do that anyway. And even though the annual passes aren't there, they'll find ways to go to Disney if they want to go. So. But yeah, I'm very anxious to find out when that is. I know they said it's gonna be before the 1st, but it'd be nice if they could do it today or tomorrow, but
Like yesterday.
yeah. I also had like, I mean, we kind of already talked about this. I had overpriced like resorts. I just think some of like the stays are a lot. Like I know these resorts too are like definitely different than a lot of other ones, and they come with like amenities that maybe other ones can't like offer as well. But I just still think it's like overpriced. One more recently too. I think we were kind of talking about this the other day too, Cam. Like just the parks like closing like earlier. Like I feel like that's been something that's going on like more too.
Stinks.
Like I even looked at this week and saw like I think Epcot's closing at 9. And I know I was there like a month ago, and I was opening like till I think it was like 11.
10 or 11.
Yeah, I love coming home at like 2 a.m. It's my favorite.
Like even
I mean, especially though, like we were talking about, like how much Disney costs you to pay and go. Like if you're not living around here, if you're not working for Disney, like that would kind of stink though. Like if you're going there and it is like closing, because I know like when I first moved here too, if you went to Disney Springs at like 9 o'clock any night, the place was packed because that was literally like the only place that was like open in Disney.
Even Animal Kingdom closes so early. Animal Kingdom's like 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
because the
I have two more actually, but
animals have to go to bed, bro.
I got a Toy Story land too. The fact that there's no like shade and it feels like on like the surface of the sun.
There's no Pizza Planet.
Yeah.
That also Animal Kingdom has like no shade at all either.
Epcot has no shade.
Animal Kingdom has trees galore. What the heck?
Are you kidding me? You're like no matter what, you're standing in the sun.
Are you hot?
It does always feel hotter.
Yeah, it's always hotter in Animal Kingdom.
It's because of the plants.
Blame it on the plants.
But I also feel like in Animal Kingdom though, like it's almost like less noticeable though, just because like I don't know, maybe there's like I don't know, like just because I guess you're in nature, like whatever. But like I don't know, whenever I'm like in like and you're making that walk to Toy Story Land, like I just start getting this feeling where I'm like, oh god, like here comes
the heat stroke.
Yeah, they're like 2 seconds in, you're just like, oh my god, like I just need something. There's like that little car outside Slinky Dog that has like a little bit of shade. You always see like all the people like huddling like under that,
and you like see the people waiting for Slinky Dog. They're like all trying to get under those umbrellas. There is no, unless like you're actually in line like under the actual shading part, but no, there is like no shade at all.
None.
Yeah.
Awful.
And then my last one too, I kind of started noticing this like more recently. I don't even know, like it's kind of like what Cam was talking about before. Like I don't know exactly how to like word this one, but it was like with Skyliner resorts. And one thing I've seen a lot too is like the fact that they don't have buses. And like I know like in Epcot this is kind of a problem because I've seen a lot of people complain lately that like they're walking all day, their feet are killing them, and no one told them that like there is no bus, so they walk all the way to like the buses. And then they're like, the people are like, oh no, there's no bus here. You actually have to go all the way back into the park and go to like the Skyliner. And I know like a couple weeks ago too, Pop Century was like one of the few resorts that it had a bus, but it only had a bus like going to the park. So like those people definitely thought like there was a bus back, and then like they're walking to the thing and then realizing that they have to go all the way back, which is
I think there should
wait on more lines.
That's
I think there should be a both option.
That's my favorite pastime.
But that's it for me.
Also, the Skyliner went down last night at Park Closed at Epcot, so that was
shocker.
Shocker.
So there's like they had to dump the whole line at Epcot, and then like had to point everyone over to the beach club to take a bus, or they had to get on the friendship boats to go over to the beach club.
They should just do the whole renovation of the Skyliner like now. Like it had so many
Well,
issues.
they're doing a renovation on the Skyliner in 2022?
2022. That's too far into the future.
One thing I do want to add to that too, though, I just think it's crazy is like that's like what I heard too is like a lot of alternatives as they say it's like, oh, if you don't want to walk back, you can take like another resort, you can take the bus to there and then like take it to like Springs and then go back. But it's like people are paying all this money. Like, are you really gonna have them take like 4 different like buses to get to their resort? Like, I don't know. It just seems like kind of crazy, but
I agree. A-Dog, you got your cons?
Okay, I'm just gonna get the first one out of the way. I think the Genie Plus is stupid. The fast lane.
Just started with a bang, I guess.
Is it the fast lane, the Fastpass?
Lightning lane.
It's a Lightning McQueen. It's the Lightning McQueen Ka-Chow lane.
The Ka-Chow lane.
Is it the lane on the?
If they don't use Lightning McQueen in a commercial for the Lightning lane, they've lost.
Someone said like every time you like scan your thing, it's gonna say, "Wow, Wow.
Wow.
Or ka-chow. Ka-chow. Ka-chow.
That'd be kind of cool if it said ka-chow.
That would be cool.
But why would Lightning McQueen be all over Disney? Like he's not the main.
He's gonna be the new Mickey.
And there could have been so many better names.
Yeah.
It could be the
Like, if you're gonna call it Genie, like
a wish list almost. Kind of like
or the not poor
I think
people
I don't know. I
line.
think the Disney Genie
poor
is
people.
good for like the itinerary, but I think Genie Plus for the paid Fastpass service just like isn't it.
yeah.
Like I think there's a way better name they could have come up with for like Genie Plus. Like I don't know. I think they should have just kept it like Fastpass Plus, but then just
Yeah. They should just cut the
I kept calling it Disney Plus like all day yesterday. I kept correcting myself.
people. I
Fastpass
guarantee you
Plus.
people will start calling it. I guarantee
Disney
you people will start
Plus,
calling it.
yeah.
Is this the Disney Plus line? Is this the Disney Plus line?
Oh, probably
Anybody?
so.
Do I get to watch Disney Plus while I'm in this line? Thank you.
No, sorry. Disney Plus line is actually on the other side of the park. Come back when you find it.
Let me know.
Let me know where you find it at.
Let me know your Let me know your password and email too. What? Never mind. Go.
Yeah. So the first one was the Genie Plus. I don't know why. I don't know what the reasoning was behind it. I'd like to know that if anyone has any ties to like who made the decision. Is probably Bob Chapek, not Bob Iger. Like Walker likes to compare him to.
Yeah.
I don't know. This guy's amateur. I don't know. He doesn't.
Let's
even
just
know
go
this
back to
Disney
Bob
Genie
Iger.
Yeah, Connor, if you don't know, Walker posted a TikTok last night, and it was like the sound was like, "Bob, I need to speak to you," and it was
It's
like,
from The Incredibles.
yeah, and it was like, Bob walks up,
Bob.
sits in the chair. Well, Walker has Mickey ears on. He goes, "Bob, I got to speak to you," and then camera flips, and Bob walks through, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's Bob Chapek." Well, this idiot put Bob Iger, and he's like, "Oh, my bad, I meant Bob Chapek."
He's still working for Disney.
Have I got through my first one yet, or am I still on the first
You
one?
went on your first one was
Yeah, you
Disney
finished
or
your first
Genie,
one.
right?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. The second one would be.
unless you got more crap to talk about, Genie.
Yeah, I mean, we could use all three of my cons for Genie Plus. But the second one would be. Let's see here. I want to say the crowds too. I want to use the crowds as my second one because it's ridiculous how busy it is. I don't think I've ever seen like Universal as busy as Disney World, like on their peak.
There's also like, in like going to like the busy thing, like I'm like, oh, like it's super busy, like blah blah blah. But like, then there's a part of me who's like, maybe I'm just like not used to seeing these crowds again. Like maybe this is what it was, and like then you go like almost like half a year without crowds or anything, and not even going to the park, and then you're back, or almost a year without even crowds like this, and you're like,
That's true.
oh, this is awesome. I mean, this is awful, not awesome. So like, there's a part of me who's like, maybe this is what it was like before, and we just don't remember it, or it's astronomically busy.
But also, they've been like increasing the park capacity, like up and up and up and up and up, and I feel like we're like almost to like the peak of park capacity almost.
They're operating at full percent, 100%.
And that's and then like basically you can't get very many park reservations still. So
Yeah,
that's pretty busy.
I forgot about the park reservations. I mean,
supposedly they're not going to be here next year, but
the park reservations.
Yeah,
I thought they were like wanting to keep that like from.
It's like 2020.
I saw something like a couple months ago. It was like, they might be getting away with them because
Also
like the parks are, if you're going to run at full capacity, what's the reason for the park reservations?
Yeah.
I heard something yesterday too that like at this point right now, like Disney thought they were gonna be like a 96% capacity too, and like I guess like they're only getting like 65.
Well, the thing about like the Disney is like they've been allowed to operate at 100% capacity for X amount of months. Disney actually doesn't get to 100% capacity, maybe like 10
Twice
times a year.
Oh.
I say 10.
Christmas and
Really?
New Year's.
Christmas, New Year's, the holidays,
4th of
beginning of the
July.
year, Martin Luther King.
Well, I remember
When
working at.
you go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I remember working at Hollywood. We would walk into my break room. They'd have a projected, like,
Number.
past. Like, it was like Hollywood was like in the 80s.
Yeah, it never hits 100% unless it's the holidays, but they're allowed to be 100% if there was the mass amount of people coming. I guarantee you they're probably anywhere between 60 and 80%.
Yeah.
Aren't the crowds down right now though? That's what I like. I've been
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
Right now it's like
I was
10.
at Hollywood today, and it was like it looked busy, but then you got in line. Like Smuggler's Run was a 25-minute wait.
Yeah.
Rockin' was 40, but that was because like it was down for a while and then it got back up, so everyone rushed over there.
Yeah.
Happens.
Tower was like a 20-minute wait. Like it was.
Well, they're saying people are canceling now too, like to
yeah,
addition to like a
variant.
slow time.
people are canceling because, well, it's on both sides of spectrums. So people are canceling because of the mask regulations on the side of I don't want to, if I'm not wearing a mask all day, why I gotta put it on inside? And then you have the people who are canceling on the other side of the spectrum who are like, if you're not wearing a mask all the time, it's like, I don't want to go.
Mhm.
So you have people canceling on both sides of the spectrums, which I understand for both. Actually, I have a funny story from tonight. We're in Oga's. They seat us at a like actual. We thought we were gonna sit like stand at the bar or stand at one of the tables, and sometimes you're a group of people, which I don't care about. Like whatever, everyone's having a good time. They set us at a table, like with a family. And you casually, now you're used to it. You sit down in a restaurant, boom, like, which is like the only thing I hate is like, I'm outside, I'm not wearing one. I put one on for maybe 5 seconds and then I just take it off again. Like, it's like, I get it, but it's like, whatever. So we sit down and we're at a group and there's like some older, like, it's a family. There's like the mom, the dad, the 2 kids, and the grandparents. And the grandparents are like super old. So it's like, you know what, like, I'm gonna keep mine on just so they're comfortable because they all had theirs on. I was like, I don't want to be the first one to just like yank it off and like they give me weird looks and whatever, cause an awkward scene. So we're sitting there, right? And Emily was like on her phone, blah blah, and like she's sitting there not paying attention, so she pulls it off, right? And she's just sitting on her phone, and I'm just sitting there like on my phone, blah blah blah. And all of a sudden, the grandma on the other side brings her the cast member, goes. And like she's trying to speak like softly, but like she's being loud. And she goes, "The girl over there took her mask off. Can you please tell her to put her mask on because no one's drinking, no one's eating. Like she needs to have her mask on." And was like, and I get it, like she's older.
Got him.
And she was like, and I'm saying it in a nice way, but the lady was like freaking out. Like you would have thought we like yanked her grandchild and like ran off, like freaking out. And so, like I like look up and I'm like, oh God, like. This is and like the cast member was like, hey, like the rules are like once they sit down, like they don't have to wear it, so like blah blah blah. And we like Emily like told the cast, like Emily like heard it and like was like, oh crap, like put her mask back on. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, like blah blah. She's like, I'm just used to taking it off. And like the younger part of the family was like, oh no, like it's okay, like blah blah, like if she's uncomfortable, we'll just leave. And Emily was like, no, like we can move tables, like it's totally fine. But yeah, the cast member came to us and was like, so like I'm like being nice about it, but, like the lady like flipped on us, like you would have thought like Emily took off her mask and like the sign pointed at her was like, this girl has COVID, like it was crazy. But yeah, that's just because you have like both sides of the spectrum. You have the people who are like, I don't want to wear a mask, and you have the people who are like, I only want to wear a mask. And those are the people who are canceling their reservations.
The first order comes in and just like carries Emily out.
No, like, yeah, get your ass over here.
You over there, come on. All right, A-Dog, I think you have one more.
What do you mean one more? I was on my second one.
Yeah, you have 3.
Yeah, okay. The first one was the Fastpass or the Genie thing, won't bother.
Second was crowds.
Second was crowds. I'm gonna add on to the crowds one and say the park reservation is kind of stupid. Don't like it. They should have got rid of it like once they started increasing capacity. My third one will be the mask. Like it's just like frustrating. Like they go full mask, indoor, outdoor. Then they start going like you don't have to wear your mask outdoors, but you have to wear it indoors, and then you have to not wear your mask completely.
They can't keep going back and forth.
And then that lasted for what, like a couple months, maybe 2 months, a month.
Yeah, something like that.
And then they're like, "Oh, just kidding. We're gonna make you wear masks inside again." And then just recently they put out like, "Oh yeah, in these certain areas of the queue, you don't have to wear your mask."
It's getting confusing.
It's very at this point it's very confusing because like. We were in like line for Rock and Roller Coaster, and I mean even Tower of Terror and Smugglers today, and last week as soon as you entered the normal queue, boom, you had to have your mask on. So we're used to it. Now you don't have to do it until you actually enter like actual inside. So if you're in the outdoor queue for Smugglers, which can be pretty long, or Rock and Roller Coaster, or Tower of Terror. Like Tower of Terror is literally you don't have to have one on until you enter the lobby. But it is really confusing, especially for the people who are like just coming here on vacation. Like they're like,
oh, did the rules change? And like we got
and like you gotta think like people book these like trips like months in advance. So someone could have booked it with the thing of
no mask,
no mask were a thing, or they could have booked it with a thing where mask was only like you only wore mask. And like obviously both sides of the spectrum. So you have those families who are like, oh, I thought we didn't have to wear them, or you have the families like, oh, I thought we had to wear them. Yeah, it's very confusing. I think,
and they're like wish-washy on the mask thing. It's like getting a little ridiculous. Like
that's why I like
masks and like keep it for like a long time if you're gonna make people wear masks, or take it off completely, or like don't make it so like, oh, in this spot of the park you can, but not once you like enter the like cover of the building maybe.
That's why I like how Universal kept it recommended.
Like they said you have to wear your mask on Splash Mountain. Big Thunder, you don't have to wear your mask at all.
Splash does make sense because it's a water ride. I thought that's uniform.
No, Disney's always been wear it no matter what on a ride. I mean, obviously they had the time where it was like, oh, you don't have to wear it at all. But like even water rides, like when it first started, like you had to keep it on. Where Universal was like, if you're going on a water ride, like we don't want you to get it like soaking wet and it's gonna ruin the mask. Like
you like fall off and you can't take it off.
Or if you fall inhaling water.
They don't want you. They don't want you drinking the Pirates of the Caribbean water. That's why.
But no, I agree. It's very like wish-washy with it. It's like either have them or don't. Like it's just very confusing.
We're going back and forth. I don't know how long this back and forth is gonna go. Like they're gonna like reduce the mask, and then they're gonna be like, oh, just kidding. We're gonna make it like full mask again. Like
when we went, like we knew
Disney's all about this.
Yeah.
So eventually, I think I'm gonna be honest. I think it's gonna go back to the optional throughout. I'm gonna say by the end of the month. That's my guess. Maybe in mid-September.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we want no mask by like the 50th probably.
Yep.
We want to have like go back to like no mask by the 50th.
Oh yeah.
They were on
at least like optional. Yeah.
Because I know, when we went to Disney, like we didn't carry masks at all, like because we knew that's how it was at the time. Then we went on the monitor, like, oh, mask. Oh, we were like having to like dig through our backpack to like.
And that's and the only reason for transportation is because I think transportation is a federal law. Like you have to have it on, so it counts as transportation. So you have to wear it.
That makes sense. Were you gonna say something, Connor?
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say, like, even like we were saying, it's just like so confusing. It's like I know even like recently just gone like Disney property, like I'll go into like a place like with no mask on, but it's not because like I don't want to. It's like because I'm just like there was that long like decent amount of period where it was like you didn't have to like wear one, you just like forget. Or like I'll be outside for a solid 20 minutes and I'm like, why do you have it on? You're like, oh my god, I realize I have the mask on.
I can't remember last time I wore a mask.
You look like you just came out of a pool, you're dripping in sweat.
Yeah, like it's just like it is like it's so confusing.
So
it's just like choose one or the other. People are gonna complain no matter what.
Yeah, if
that's the thing.
Solve everyone's problem.
You're not gonna solve everyone's problem.
They can't please everybody.
Disney's about making money, and I guarantee you that outside queue thing changed, which I thought was a little weird because like if I'm sitting in the Slinky Dog's line, like I'm outside, I'm outside the whole time, and it's like. So I like that, but it is very, very confusing. But yeah, anyone want to add anything else?
Well, I think that's it.
Were we only supposed to have 3? Because everyone else, I realized I was like doing like 4 or 5.
We said 3 to 5. I think all of us just figured that we were gonna have some of the same, so we only went with 3.
All right.
But
if we ever have you on again, just do better, okay?
Yeah, I got you. Taking notes.
But I think there's good pros and cons that we were able to come up with, and
I think we all know our thoughts on Genie Plus.
Went on a little bit of tangents, but that's okay.
It happens.
But if you're ever planning a trip, I mean, these are definitely
read up. Make sure you read up on the new rules.
Read up because rules change every day here.
Yep, exactly. Thank you guys so much for staying in tune with our social media, our YouTube, everything. I want to thank Connor once again for joining us tonight. It was
Thanks
awesome
for having
to
me.
get some other input, get some other side of the things that we might not have thought about.
We'll definitely have you back.
Definitely have back. Follow him, give his page and his account a shout out. As well, I want to say thank you to Michael McLeod for, again, our Patreon supporter. He makes a lot of things possible for us to do, such as me coming down for Halloween Horror Nights. It's a big plus, and I'm excited for that.
Connor, you still got to buy your pass. Edwards, you still have to buy your
Yeah,
pass.
Edwards. In the comments.
Okay. I'm not gonna be a fifth wheel to Halloween Horror Nights, guys. Just gonna put that out there in the world. Not gonna be a.
Go
fifth
find
wheel.
yourself a baddie.
Okay.
Find yourself a fatty with a baddie.
What?
We'll have,
Easier said than done.
You and Connor can hold hands.
No,
We'll have Connor come with us.
I appreciate the gesture, but I'm gonna hard pass on that one.
Well, then you're not fifth wheeling. You guys are both fifth and sixth wheeling. Then you're fine.
Well, it's technically
be miserable together.
Yeah.
We have 2 flat tires at the back, so that's
You guys can just.
we're not gonna get very far with that.
You guys can just drink Duff beer and get scared all night.
yeah, just get drunk. It won't matter.
Yeah, but Edwards, you are buying a ticket. I hope you know.
And taking LSD.
Yep, there you go. Just
Are you
going
gonna buy a frequent fear pass?
And LSD.
Okay, that's it.
No, but I need a confirmation. Are you actually buying? Are you just talking the talk, or are you actually gonna buy a frequent fear pass?
Depends if I get the LSD or not.
I mean, you have the money to buy the frequent fear pass.
Thanks, Michael, for the LSD. No, I'm just kidding.
That's getting cut out.
That's getting cut.
This is a drug smuggling podcast.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but yeah, Connor, we're all going on the 4th. If you want to come with us.
All right, yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, if you buy the freaking fear pass, just hurry up.
Yeah, I know, I'm slacking over here.
But yeah, that's it.
That's our podcast, and my name's Austin.
I'm
This
Cam.
is how we do it. We should put that in the outro.
We can end it with that.
We can do that.
You want to say your name, Austin?
Oh, is it my turn? Okay, bye. My name's Austin as well. Pizza Rizzo. Make sure to stop by.
And I'm Connor. Thanks for having me, guys.
Perfect. We're good. Cam, you can start the recording.
Start recording. Peace out.